to all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines. Selah. Hello and welcome, beloveds, to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life for truly on your own terms. Family, for real, for real. This is definitely that season. This is definitely that year. I know people say it every beginning of every year. It's like this will be the year, but this really will be the year. And you'll start to see the signs all around us, beloveds. And you know, like a week ago, there's a 57-year-old man who received a genetically modified pig heart. And they kind of just, you know, it was almost hidden in the media. Like it wasn't covered by the major, you know, mass media. So I guess it wasn't their priority, that particular narrative. But they already put that out there. Beloved, they're trying to like make all of this normal. And, you know, the way the story was worded, it was talking about how, you know, it was an emergency decision by the Food and Drug Administration. This happened in the divided states. And, you know, it saved this 57-year-old man. He was on this, you know, machine and that machine, and this will totally change donor transplant. But beloveds, it should not be normalized. It is not normal to give a human a pig heart. Especially when you think we're spiritual beings having a human experience. Like this is, you know, there are so many bodies to this. And I'm sure you've all seen those shows where they'll show like, you know, a mother going to visit the man that got her daughter's heart or whatever, or son's heart, and there's this connection to them and blah, blah, blah. Like they feel, because it's not just that. So it's like they're putting the spirit of a pig in someone. And the thing is, beloved, the most important, you know, purpose or intention for Babylon is to normalize the abnormal. To make everything seem like it's okay. Oh my gosh, you know, you get to live longer than that man. Now he can get to live a little longer and be with his family and everything. It's just to more normalize the abnormal, beloveds. And you see, because spirituality has been removed from science, like a body is just looked at like a car, like some kind of machine, when it's not. It's deeper than that. But they know that. But it's like if they can normalize someone getting a pig heart, then they can normalize someone getting a computer eye, or, you know, it's just all to make everything okay. And I don't know if you guys have seen the latest shows that, you know, they have all these like tech shows across the world or whatever, and they've been bringing the robots out, beloveds. And they'll show like the robot talking and everything. And it's all to acclimatize and assimilate people. We have reached those times, like what they were putting in the movies, they're now trying to bring out here, in a bid to control the group consciousness. As I keep telling you guys, it's all about the group thought, the group consciousness, beloveds. That's what they hijacked, and through hijacking, they feed on us energetically. Like within the age of Chimera, you know, when it was like half horse, half man, when the mad scientists, the Frankenstein eras. And this is just being done in a normal university as like a rare procedure. But it shows you how far a man has fallen, that he can think it's okay to give a pig heart to a human. Or am I just... Because when I saw this, I was like, whoa, this is another sign. And the fact that it wasn't covered across the globe like such a big thing also shows that this is probably even more of an important agenda. Like they've been talking about this transhumanism agenda. How easy is it going to be for people to be so disconnected to themselves that they're convinced to get, you know, a robot in their heart or in their lungs or whatever, to breathe for them, to do this for them, to do that for them? That's the direction they're taking that technology, beloveds. But there is a higher technology, spiritual technologies. And the spiritual dynasties of those technologies are among us now. The thing is, it's just like Babylon has such a pull, such a massive pull on people, because it stays in your face and around you, and everyone is in it and consumed by it. So it's so hard to just not, exaggerate Babylon in your own mind, because I believe that's part of Babylon's power, is that the group consciousness thinks that Babylon is powerful. Like, I think that's part of the trick, like the majority of the trick, beloveds. But a man getting a pig heart, I mean, that just doesn't seem okay to me. And we're in that age where there's slowly people moving people. So what's the point ultimately? What are people wanting to extend their lives and do this and do that? What is the point? What do they get? And the joke's on us, because reincarnation is real. This isn't the only life you'll live. Or have lived. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below, beloveds. This one was like, because that's how we have to see the news now, like investigative reporters. Like, what are they just trying to shove under the carpet that's important to us to tell us the seasons and times that we're in? Because we need to be moving spiritually so that we see these things. We see those that are not human. We see what is fiction and non-fiction. We see what is real and what is false. They're trying to blur the lines a lot, beloveds, to help make us blur the lines in ourselves. And that's how many people will be got. That's why create your own narrative, beloveds. Move out of the Babylon system, the Babylon energy, as much as possible. It may not be possible physically, but at least start to do it spiritually. Take your mind elsewhere. There's so much to be done in terms of your own spiritual work. Concentrate on that if Babylon seems like it's closing in on you. You've already made it into 2022, beloveds, which means you're victorious. So make it count. Tuko pamoja.
Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up. Wake up.
But those are definitely stories. But those are definitely stories. But those are definitely stories. But those are definitely stories for other days.
Wake up, Africa.
Due to public demand, beloveds, we really want to start this new stories for other days. Now, we were thinking of whether we should, have an entire separate channel for it. But for now, we'll just put it on this channel. So definitely, beloveds, stories for other days has been something that we've been saying for so long. And so many of you have requested that we start this segment. So we're definitely, finally, it's happening. And we'd really appreciate it if you could share what kind of topics you would like us to cover first. We really want this to be family driven, beloveds. We really want you guys to be the ones, where we're covering the most pertinent information to you that is relevant to you. So you can also email me if you don't want to comment about it. Dr. Mumbi at drmumbishow.com, where, if there's any topics, and we're going to basically be starting that. Now, another thing that we're going to be starting is going live. It's something that we've been feeling so urged to do, but I'm a very reserved person, even though it may not seem it. And, being live, beloveds, it does take a lot of energy just because of all the different dynamics. But I definitely believe it will do more good than quote unquote harm. So we will definitely be starting the Dr. Mumbi live very, very soon. And we'll be letting you know when that goes live. So make sure you subscribe, family. Make sure you subscribe. Let us know what you'd like to see on Stories for Other Days. And thank you for your continuous support. And I want to take this opportunity to give a special thank you to everyone that has kept us in their prayers, that has been called by the Most High to pray for us, us throughout the years, beloveds, because, ever since day one, as I've always said, we're not here for the likes, we're here for the revolution. And the message is, it's not so much about transferring a message to another person. That is very powerful, but it has always been about throwing those darts into the enemy's camp and, weakening the enemy, because the enemy, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And so it's all about, the consciousness that they try and manipulate, the way they try and manipulate things. And so if you can just create cracks to their said philosophies and all that, that helps the great spiritual war that we're on in a massive, massive way. But so many of you have emailed me, have called me. Special shout out to my staff as well, both on my farm and, who work for me behind the scenes, who have been praying for me ceaselessly, especially in 2021. I appreciate, love you so much, beloveds. It has worked as a serious shield of protection, which brings me to the last, the third thing that we're going to be adding, which is a story time. We're going to start doing story times and just sharing a bit of our story, as we wind down that book, as we wind down that life. It's like we need closure, beloveds. We need to write the conclusion. And what I've found in sharing things about toxic families and how many of us were spiritually married to our parents at a young age, or we were sold out, or all those things, I've noticed that there were so many similarities in our stories, and there is so much power when someone shares their story, because you realize, there's so many parallels, because we're all fighting the same principalities and the same spirits. So when I share my story, which is a very vulnerable thing to do, I really hope that it will, enrich and enliven and kind of help you to understand and understand some of the things that you went through in your own life, as we release the past, because, beloveds, there's a bright new future waiting for us.
Wake up, Africa!